Hey, how's it going? You like my picture? I made this today. I was messing around with alcohol ink markers. I keep them in this bag now. And wax paper. Because I was experimenting, messing around, playing around. It's all about exploring and experimenting to see, what can I make out of it and stuff. And then, I don't know if you notice, there are little dots. Well, I put salt. I ground. I don't know. I used the little salt grinder here and put salt on it. And then I took this piece of paper. This also has salt on it, and I put it just like that, and then I put another piece of wax paper over it and put it down. And the only two colors that showed up were purple and red, a little bit of green here, sorry, I don't know my colors, orange, and there's a little bit of yellow, maybe a smidge of blue. But apparently those dried a lot faster than the red and the purple, which I found strange because I started with red and moved my way down. And so I can understand if, the purple left a mark because that would have been the wettest or, hadn't dried yet. But alcohol ink markers, that stuff dries lickety-split. So I was just fooling around, and this is what I got out of it. And then I think I went around with, I might have rubbed it more or whatever, but putting this on it, of course, it put holes in the wax paper. And this is, I don't know if this is from, the wax paper. It came off of the wax paper, but let's see what it looks like, because this is dry now. I can't really see. Maybe there. Let's see. They're hard to get off. They are stuck on the page. I'm not really worried about wrinkling it because I can use this for journal pages or something, or go ahead and recolor it. This is mixed media paper that this is on. So that was that. And not, I guess, a failed attempt, but not a successful attempt. I don't like to say a failed attempt. This is really cool on the wax paper. I am going to put the salt in the trash can so the cats don't find it and lick it. So, okay, so this is kind of cool, but, I went in one direction. Well, here I went the opposite direction. And then I put the salt on, and I sprayed, well, actually, I think I sprayed it with water and then put the salt on, And I thought, it's probably not going to work because I'm spraying it with water and not rubbing alcohol. So, I don't have, I do have rubbing alcohol, but it's not, like the 90% or 70% or whatever. So I have that one. Okay, then this one I tried. I was messing around with wax paper and crayons, and I took a sheet of wax paper. I'm just going to show you from the wax paper I've already used. Let's see if I can find, oh yeah, this one. This one, it has all the, let's see what direction. Oh, what direction? I'm trying to see the direction of the stems. Oops, sorry. Didn't you want to be hit with that? I'll put this over here. I'm gonna show it. Maybe it's turned around. No, it goes this way. I cannot tell. I think it's in this direction, like this. Yeah, I think this is it. And what I did with this was I took the end of a pencil and I drew a picture. So I'm going to do that craft too on another video. I'm not planning to do... Tonight's video is not about this, but this is... I just wanted to show you this picture. And this is actually not too bad. I used watercolor markers for this, and I did not put the salt on until much later, like after the alcohol inks up, and I thought, hey, what if I put salt on this? That'd be cool. So that one's done. I'm going to take off the salt. See if it made it glisten. What did I do with the other thing I was going to show you? Where did that? Oh, it's over there. Okay. The other picture. The picture of tonight's craft, actually. That has to do with tonight's craft. That's not too bad. Oh, that's not there. There's a little shiny spot there from the salt, maybe. Ooh, that's kind of cool, actually, how that looks. So, after I put the blue on it, I thought, oh, I should have started like with green down here and gone up like this, you know, and then maybe different colors for the flowers, and then done blue up this way or something. Okay. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay, let me get some of this salt off of here because I don't want it to interfere with the flat mat. Okay, then, like I said, a few weeks ago, I took some Canson watercolor paper. It's coming from this little one. And so I have a couple of sheets here. And I used Arteza markers here. I used primarily green, purple, and blue. And this is the one that I did. Now, I added, oh, the back of it. I did put that, actually I put it on wax paper. I'm going to kind of try and bend this out a little. Okay, so that is really, really cool. When I first did it, I think I did it this way. When I first did it, I wasn't really crazy about that light purple, but I really like this. This is cool. I was gonna thinking, well, I can do this and then I can cut it up for inchies or twinchies or something. And I looked at it later after it dried and I pulled all the salt off. Let's see if you can see any kind of any glitteriness. I see some right there. So, now this is with sea salt. I'm not sure. I don't have any regular rock salt. Once again, I kind of want to less bendy there on the corners. And I'm not sure if it would work if it with just regular table salt or rock salt, regular rock salt. So I think I'm gonna frame this one because I really like it. It's cool. It would make a really good card too. Bend it in half, but I can't bring myself to bend it in half to make a card. It just looks really, really cool. If I turn it, and if I turn it, that looks cool too. I don't want to make you dizzy. Okay, so the directions to do this. I'm gonna grab some wax paper. That's just for a mat so that the doesn't run everywhere. Maybe I should make a paper box out of wax paper. So, that was weird. That was my trash can. So, do that. Oh, I'm gonna do it sideways here. And if I fall asleep during the video, you know, don't mind me. Going to zoom out a little. Try not to shake the camera too much. Okay. So we're gonna have this. Now this one, the bottle I used before was this one. This one, when I sprayed it in the sink after I filled it, had a wider spray, so it might have a different effect. Okay. So all I did to do this one was I just did something like this. I just drew circles, you know. Not very neat circles or anything like that, but, you know, I just drew circles. Like that. And then kind of put them together a little bit, you know. I have a tendency to fill up every space. Put blue in this corner. Finish off with the green. Okay, I'm gonna leave that white right there. I'm gonna try not to I'm gonna try to resist the temptation of filling it in. Okay, let me put these over here and get my picture out of there. Let's see, everything that's paper out of there. Okay, I don't know why I'm shaking it. It's water. And of course it's going to roll up a little because, oh, that's cool right there. Let the colors run together. That is so cool. Take a picture. Smile. Hey, it's cold enough in here to, I'm gonna take this off. Cold enough to turn the heat on. I should maybe press it down. I'm afraid to press it down. I'm afraid to press it down. Press it down. Oh, this is new. Using I just want to make sure that I want a lot on here. And I want to make sure. Okay, just a minute. I want to get at the sides. I know if I put this tissue on the paper, it's going to take some of the paint away. So I'm trying not to do that. Another thing I have to be careful about is that it could actually go through the wax paper. And why is that? Wax paper is waterproof. But putting the salt on, sometimes, especially if I rub over the salt parts. Now what I have to do is I have to let that dry. When I did this one, I was very impatient with it. When I was doing this one, I kept coloring in more spots and stuff and just adding more and more color. And this one I wanted to cover the whole thing. Make sure you cover the whole thing. And then as you can see some of how the salt is kind of pushing away the color a little bit. And that's the effect that it's going to have. It's gonna kind of push away the color. And another thing is I didn't wait for this paper to dry at first. So I thought I was really gonna ruin this one because I kept pushing the salt off like before it dried. I was very, very impatient. So with this one, I have to wait for it to dry. And I think I waited overnight, like at least a day after I finally, told myself, walk away from it, set it aside so it can dry, and then pull off or shake off the salt. So I think this one's going to have a much, much different effect than this one. And that's just because, look at all the different, that is so cool. I missed a spot. I missed a spot up here too, but, it was bowed. So, I'm also going to push it down a little. Push it down in spots that don't have salt. Let's see if that's better. Much better. Cool. So now I want to try and see what kind of a different effect, or if we'll get a different effect. I'm going to put my other craft mat up here, and look, what did I tell you? It went right through. It went through my wax paper, so that's the thing I have to consider too. Maybe I should do it on foil. Wait. I have to use up my nice and clean wipes because I have Amazon wipes now, and I want to make sure I use these up. These. So, isn't that wild that it, on my blue fingers, that it goes through on the other side? Wax paper is not a good surface to put it under, but it is, but it isn't. So it is because if I use something like newspaper, it could add more color, or color I don't want to add to the mix. Okay. And I could get, let me get some foil. I'll get foil. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this and I made the little walls. Oh yeah, I was gonna take out my colors ahead of time before turning the camera back on. And that doesn't take very long. It just makes a lot of noise. Well, there are actually 2 greens. I'm going to use the darker green. These have names on them. We have dioxazine violet. Nothing like a catchy name. Cerulean blue hue. And Hooker's green dark. I'm going to fill up this paper with color. I'm going to start with the lighter blue here. Now this one is, I'm not going to use this end, I'm going to use the brush end. That didn't snap closed, shame. And I think I'm going to start over here. This is, even though it's a brush end, it's not like a floppy brush end. The Arteza pen has a more flexible brush. Okay, this is weird. This, I have a feeling right here is going to be muddy. Okay. Let us see how we're going to do. There's a little white on the side. Maybe I should put paper towels down. That doesn't matter. I don't care what the other side of the paper looks like. Whoa. Okay. Here we go. Instant buckle. Oh, buckle. We're supposed to get down to 39 tonight, which for down here is incredibly cold. Okay, I'm going to. I should use one of the. One thing is that I'm noticing is that the Winsor Newton is holding the color on the paper better. Because didn't I sprayed about as much, the same amount I'd say. See any missed spots, Tammy? Look through the screen panel. Maybe there, I don't know if I can get it to stay though. Me slipping with the paper. Oh yeah. That looks cool. Now let's watch it. I don't want to get this one. No! No, Stormy. Do not come over. Stay right there. She came over with such determination. Coming to visit! You can't come over. I'm having a staring contest with the cat. No! No, Stormy? Oh, Stormy, I know you want to come over and lie down on my lap. But you cannot. You have to stay right there. Is this dry? I'm going to say no. Is the other one dry? No, Stormy, no! Stormy, no! Over here. You're a good girl. Good girl, Stormy. I'm sorry if that was loud in the camera. I will try and turn that part down. I don't know if I'll take it out though. Oh, Stormy. We were watching Salt make weird and cool colorings on the funky world. Good night, Stormy. I know, you can't come over yet. You have to wait. I have to clear all my stuff off, too. I see I have to... So now I'll have 2 screenshots to do. And I know there's a long pause there, too. 2 screenshots to do. I'm clearing the kitten box because I have some of my stuff on the kitten box and the cats like to lie down on there. So, oh, I see ponding there. Got a tissue. You know, I might have done that with the other picture too. I might have wiped it off with a paper towel or something. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, that is cool. So let me get a picture of that. Smile. And let me also get a picture. So this didn't bleed through, so the surface to use for this, did this bleed through on the inside? No, isn't that weird? The surface to use is foil. I used, this is non-stick foil, so this is a little bit wax papery or waxy on the inside there to make that non-stick. Okay, so this one, I'm also going to move this out of the way a little. And take a picture of that. Say okie dokie. And now I'll probably see if I can get both of them on the same page. But grab a tissue. Now, what I plan to do is, oh, we gotta zoom out. Come back tomorrow night. Zoomed out all the way. And shake off the salt and show you, you know, what everything looks like underneath. Because what I'm expecting is maybe some lighter spots underneath the salt, not white. I'm not expecting white spots, but you know, I'll take that too. This is cool down here. I can't really see it that much, but we're gonna do a picture. Smile. Yay! Okay. Last night I signed off on this, and I realized I shouldn't have. So I'll be doing a second, I guess, sign off after I get done taking the salt off. But this is what it looks like. This is what these look like. This was the first one, right? So I'm going to put this one aside. I'm going to now remove the salt. So this is really cool. So let me zoom out a little and do this one. That one, or this one rather, was much easier to take the salt off of. That is so cool. Back to work. Oh, maybe I can do this now. So this one has whiter pieces. This was done with the Winsor and Newton watercolor markers. I used the violet, dark green, and blue, cerulean blue. And this one has, a much different, other than the pattern or the design that I made, it has a much different effect. And I used the same salt, the same coarse. I set it on the coarsest setting for the salt grinder, and I didn't change salt. It was sea salt. But I think because I went through the video last night of where I colored this in and sprayed it with the water, and I think I said I put the same amount of water on, but I don't think I put the same amount of water on. I think I put a little bit less water than this one. Another difference, ooh, check it out. Easily distracted, yep. This one had the blue, because I didn't have a dark blue for Winsor Newton. I'm going to have to check to see if Winsor Newton has a darker blue watercolor marker available. Maybe there's like a separate pack that contains that. I will check it out. I'll put it in my crafting list, and I will not order it until the challenge is over. So with this one, the colors are slightly different than this one. These were, I chose on purpose darker colors, and the only, well, the green is darker and the purple or the violet is darker, but the blue is, it was a lighter, even though I went over it. I went over these to make them darker. But still, I don't know, which one do you like best? Do you like the Arteza brand watercolors? Let me zoom out a little more so I can get a better look. Do you like the Arteza brand over here on the right, or the Winsor and Newton on the left? You know, I actually think I like this one better. This one has, kind of has, because of the purple and green mixture, I do see muddier or more muddy areas here. There are muddy areas here as well, because I have it here, like there's like a yellowish or maybe an olive green or something type of tint. I'm not going to look in this. The screen panel shows a much uglier color to me. But in here, I don't know, I just have, these are very cool. This one is really cool. I think I like this one better just because it's farther reaching and the color is kind of stayed as, whereas this one, you know, we have, it did also send out the color, but it also whitened it. So you could, this would be a good, maybe Winsor and Newton would be good for making winter scenes, because then you can use the salt to imitate snow. So you can use these for different types of textures and different types of pictures, depending on the theme or the picture that you're drawing. And for me, I go with the abstract, like this one. These are both abstract pictures. And they're both pretty good pictures. I just like to do the abstract. I'm more of the abstract painting type of person. Okay. Blue Coconut Stormy and I would like you to have a zenial day.